Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 4, Episode 5, Coins to Make, Not Friends to Fake. Picking back up on Kiki coming outside. So, who you talking about me to now, Tisha? And, you know, Tisha's just like, girl, I'm on the line with Kimmy venting about the situation. Ain't nobody just running their mouth about you. I can talk about how I feel about this. You know, that's how that goes. They go around and around and around. Tisha tries to split hairs. It's a tit for tat. It's a, well, I don't like that you were saying this. And well, I don't like that you said that. Well, why you keep going back in the past? Well, why you going back in the past? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's all pointless. And Kimmy, I'm like, is Kimmy still on the line? I would have still been sitting there like, what's going on? Listening real hard. But I think Kimmy ended up hanging up eventually. But they get nowhere. To Tisha's point, if you and I had a falling out, you know, a disagreement, what have you, and we rehash it, talk about it, you forgive me, I forgive you, we done cried, we done went to brunch over it, and it's sealed, it's done. Don't come talking to me about it no more. I don't want to revisit it. We're you're hurt, and how you and the fact that you haven't let it go has nothing to do with me, and so don't bring it to me. And so I understand that. That's Tisha's standpoint on that, and I get that. Also, Tisha, I understand Kiki. Now, don't, just because you over it, don't mean I'm over it. And so, since I'm not over it, yeah, I feel a way about you, and I let Melody, somebody that's supposed to be your enemy, I let her run her mouth about you and I didn't interject. That's very wrong. Very, very, very wrong of her, especially since they're supposed to be family. But both Tisha and Kiki are flawed in this situation. Kiki more than Tisha. Martell drops in on Marceau. How was the book signing? How was the turnout? Well, the kids weren't there. Blah, 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 blah. Woe is me. Melody didn't bring the kids. Melody keeping the kids from me. Anyway. Sorry, getting another message. Melody won't bring the kids round. Blah, 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 blah. He's on this Melody is keeping me from the kids hate train. We're just not buying it, Martell. We're not buying it, nor are we even doing that with you. Let's move on. Anyway, he's there. He tells him that he wants to do the wine tasting and he wants to invite him. Oh, okay, where it's gonna be? We're gonna do another guy's trip to Atlanta, and they kind of smirk. And Marcel is like, I don't know what you smirking at me for. I wasn't around there cheating. My wife know where I was at. I can go to the club, to the lounge. Because Martell says it's not gonna be that kind of guy's trip like the last one. And Marcel is like, he basically, don't try to incriminate me again. I was on my best behavior then, and I know how to always be on my best behavior. Trip with the guys or no trip with the guys. Club, no club. Marcel know how to conduct himself like a husband should. Okay, Marcel. Anyway, he's also there to talk about buying back into Scope. He had a share in it at some point, and when they had the falling out, they bought him out. He wants to buy back in. Marcel, in true Marcel fashion, is going to be his answer is going to be very politician-like. And so he basically doesn't give him a yes or no. It's like well, Tisha's she has the main vote, the deciding vote and everything, because we're partners in this, and it's just not my company, and so I'm gonna have to talk to her first, of course. Martell understands that, but he says, but let's think about this. Maybe we can get in on a project, on a smaller project, and test out, working together and creating, having a business rapport again. And Martell is on board with that, so they're gonna work with Destiny on her salon suites. They're gonna try to work on that together. That's what they're gonna use to test things out. Maurice and Kimmy, they talk about, Tisha and Kiki's altercation. at Black. She overheard all of this stuff, and he basically like, girl, get ready to be in the middle because they about to put you in the middle. She say, I ain't finna be in the middle. There's no need for me to be in the middle. I feel like them two grown ladies can handle their own business. But at some point, Wanda's gonna get involved, and we already know that because coming next week, she will be involved and sitting down with Kiki herself. Destiny, she sits down with Maurice. Maurice, fixes credit, and after her divorce, her credit is shot, and he looked like it. When he opened up the folder, it was like, so, what happened? He got that worried look on his face, but he's like, we gonna work it out. We'll see what we can do. We gonna do what we can do, First things first, let's see if we can get you some residual income, some passive income coming in where you ain't really got to be there. She tells him that she got on public assistance, and he was like a PPP loan. And she said it wasn't no loan, public assistance. So I'm guessing food stamp, Medicaid, child care, if you will. I'm sure it was child care because especially since she's by herself, she probably definitely, had, I think it's called TANF. I think that's what it's called, the child care. Probably a little EBT. And listen, we don't judge. I had food stamps before. I had food stamps when I was pregnant with my first child, with TJ. And it was the best thing ever. Because, not spending your own money on groceries. Groceries are a lot. Now that we ain't on food stamps and we buy our own groceries, it's like, I miss having food stamps. I could get me some king crab right now. I could go get me some king crab. Let me not say that, because that is why people take advantage of the stamp. Going and getting them some crab legs and just really loading up your cart. Listen, but y'all owe me reparations. Thank you very much. Anyway, she was on public assistance, and Maurice says, he can help her get back on track. They got to get that credit back up to par. We don't need to know her credit score. I didn't need to know all that. So it's a good thing that they didn't go that far as to telling us what it was. But I don't think Destiny would let that happen anyway. As closed mouthed as she is, I'm sure she wasn't about to tell us what the credit score is, what the checking account balance is, none of that. Because she said she was living off her credit cards. It was just all bad. That man left her broke and destitute. And I don't like it. I do not like it. What's his finances looking like? He better be keeping his head above water too. Because that's not fair. It's not fair. Anyway, he, segues into her village and her rift that she's having with Melody. She of course, Destiny feels like she's always saying she doesn't understand. She's confused as to why they've fallen out. She doesn't know what's going on between she and Melody. She just knows that things are just not the same. He asked her, because she says that she didn't know that Tisha was her enemy. And he's like, I didn't know that either. But knowing what you know about Tisha now, like, would you be cool? Like, what's that about? Destiny's whole thing is, had Melody told her initially, like right off the bat, I don't really like that girl. If she had been honest about how she truly felt about Tisha and not left it open or an option for her to get to know her on her own, because that's what Melody did. It was Tisha's Tisha. I'm not going to give you any insight. I'm going to let you get to know her on your own. I'm going to let you form your own opinion on her. And since you let me form my own opinion, my opinion is she cool. You don't like that though. You thought that I was going to see what you see. And that's not what happened, because Destiny and Tisha have forged a friendship. It is what it is. Anyway, I meant to tell y'all, when Kimmy and Maurice were talking, she mentioned that she wanted to go back to did that already happen? I might be thinking about something else. I might be just rehashing something that already happened. I was about to say that she wanted to do a group trip. I think I already said that. Anyway, moving on. Tisha and Marceau, they're at Black. Tisha tell Marceau she'd like to have Wanda come in and shadow him as well as the kitchen manager, because Mama is serious about her food truck. And of course he's like, that's a tall order. She's like, tall order? That's gonna be hard. I don't know about all that, but it is what it is. She's gonna do it, because in her confessional, she's saying, we got to be able to teach her, if we want her to be successful, we've invested in this one, then we have to teach her and give her the tools to have a successful business. And he's like, okay, Tish, you win. But my thing is the same training that y'all need to give Jalen. Because y'all just refuse to train Jalen. Jalen should just know what to do. He should just be up to par. And he's not, or he wasn't, I should say. We ain't talked about this at, this season yet, as far as Jalen's work performance goes, whether it's improved or not, or whether things at the restaurant, whether things at the cigar bar have improved or not. But they weren't willing to help Jalen. But Mama should come in there and shadow. Y'all should have been shadowing Jalen when he first started out, instead of just throwing him to the wolves. Anyway, he tells her that Martell stopped by, and he wants to buy back into Scope. And what's your opinion on that? And she basically says no. Basically, it's a no. She don't trust him after the last couple of years that they've had with Martell and Melody. She don't trust Martell. Now, granted, they had a great working relationship. They did things. They worked well with one another. He brought out things in Martell that he didn't have, and and vice versa. And so they have a great working relationship, and they could build that up again, but they're just unsure. Well, she's unsure. Marceau really just needed to hear that. He ain't really want to fool with Martell anyway, but now I get to blame it on my wife's situation. Men love that. Oh, I can blame her? Yes. I can push it off on mommy? Yes. That's a father thing to do. It's a husband thing to do. But it is what it is. I completely agree with Tisha's, sentiments on that. It's like, you done burn me. I ain't finna work with you. No, you tried to ruin my marriage. You tried to say my husband had 20 girlfriends. You was out here throwing dirt, salt, all that, all in the mix. And now you want to buy back in. No, now the answer is no. No. Martell was talking all that mess. Just talking shit. Now you running back with your tail between your legs. Can I buy back in? Nope. The answer is no. She said no. She's cool with the test out situation. She's fine with that. Destiny and Melody, they meet for coffee. I can't even do this back and forth like with what was said and all of that. My whole take on their conversation was, again, they are both wrong. Melody has a way of being very passive aggressive and y'all know I can't say the word. Manipulative with her words. She's condescending as well. First of all, you sit down and it's so what do you think is going on with us? What you think is wrong? Destiny like, I don't know, I'm confused. Oh, you don't know? No, I don't know. Melody has so much smoke for Destiny. Like, it was like she was upset, getting loud, and Destiny was just sitting there looking at her like, what is wrong with this girl? Like, what the fuck is she talking about? I said, what? Now, Destiny, you made it seem as if Melody had ghosted you, and that's not what happened. Now, we're going to have to check you on that. Now, that was a lie. It was an embellishment or something, but you knew that Melody had reached out to you after filming, and she reached out to you on a couple of occasions, but you were very short with her. And I know that it was because you were feeling a way about her, after filming. And instead of Melody calling you, which is what I think the issue is, Melody didn't pick up the phone, and she didn't call to hash things out. She didn't call to check in. She didn't call to talk. She was just sending text messages as if they didn't have nothing that they should talk about. And I think that that's Destiny's problem. But Destiny, you have to convey that as well. Like, people can't read minds, She can't read your mind and you can't read her mind. I think that with both of them, it's poor communication. But anyway, Melody got her receipts and everything. She got the text thread, where she was texting Destiny and Destiny was being short with her or responding late, all of that. But Destiny's whole thing is, what does that prove? What does that prove? That still don't tell me what's the issue here. It proves that you should have been telling the truth when them people at the reunion said, when the last time you talked to Melody, you should have said, oh, we've texted back and forth here and there, but we haven't spoken with one another, or we ain't had a key in a minute. That's what you could have said, and that would have been the truth. But Melody gonna run with stuff, and so she running with this. She gonna run with that. Melody basically doesn't like the fact that Destiny is cool with Tisha, and she don't like the fact that she cool with Martell. She's saying, if you're gonna be friends with my ops, then we can't be friends. Melody done, as usual on social media, trying to drag people subliminally, but she says she don't post subliminal posts. Girl, if that wasn't a subliminal shot, I don't know what is. And, people in the mix, mutual friends, have seen that. Destiny say it's stopping her bag. She was about to work with somebody that is a mutual friend of she and Melody's. And the girl, saw these posts and was like, let me back on out of this. You two need to talk, because y'all are not finna bring all of that mess over here, with my brand. And so she backed out. Destiny feel a way about that, like, you stopping my bag. And so that's a problem. Melody says she ain't, I would never. Girl, now you went around there and talked a little bit of shit about Destiny. Threw a little salt in the mix. It's basically, you can work with her if you want to. I mean, you know how Melody do. She probably made all the faces. Which tells somebody, maybe I don't want to work with her, because I don't know. She telling me this and I don't know. So she can definitely be influential in that way. They got nowhere. Conversation got nowhere. They got nowhere with the conversation. Destiny, I believe her. I believe her when she says that she and Melody's relationship changed. And I believe her when she says that it was mainly on Melody's part. I believe that. Melody was holding on to the fact that she didn't know Destiny was going through a divorce. Rightly so. My friend can't go through no whole divorce and not tell me and think that we're going to be friends after that. It's going to be like, well, I mean, call whoever you called when you was going through your divorce and wasn't calling me. Call them. Hang with them. Do brunch with them. So I get that. But again, miscommunication. Melody ain't said she was still mad about that. We thought she had moved past it. We didn't even know she was mad about that. But come to find out, she's still upset about that. She feels like it's hypocritical of Destiny to feel that, to feel any kind of way about Melody, kind of taking a step back, when that's the same thing she did. She needed a break. She needed time and space when she was dealing with her divorce alone and not talking about it to nobody. And so after filming, I needed space and I needed alone time. And so that's where she's at with that. They do that nice, nasty stuff. Melody ends up leaving. Yeah, them two ain't gonna be friends after this. And that's okay. That is okay. I don't know about Melody's spot on the show. But I think Melody, she needed to have some type of storyline. And so beefing with Destiny was it. Because Destiny was really looking at her like, you are really trying to create a storyline here. Like, you're really pushing a narrative. She was complete confusion. Complete confusion. But anyway, that's where they end out. Melody talking about she got coins to make, not friends to fake. I don't have time. Anyway, y'all. Next week, we're going to sit down with Wanda and Kiki. I know that's going to be eventful. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.